everybody, it's Jo. Welcome back to Trauma Talk. I'm sitting here with some coffee. I'm desperately trying not to spill. We'll see if that happens. I'm still recovering from surgery, so if I seem a little off, I am still under the influence of some pain medication, but I wanted to take some time today to talk about physical versus emotional pain. I think this is a pretty relevant topic to talk about in the mental health community now and always, because so often I hear the argument used that physical pain is somehow worse or more serious than emotional pain. And I have the experience of severe emotional and severe physical pain. So let's talk about this. When I was 17, I went through my first breakup and I confided in a teacher. He told me a story of when he had broken his back and been in the hospital and gone through many surgeries, and how if I knew what physical pain was really like, I wouldn't be upset, I wouldn't be complaining, I wouldn't be heartbroken. He used this argument to minimize my emotional pain by saying that physical pain was so much worse. This same argument has been used many times as I went through more severe trauma than a heartbreak. One person told me that kids in Africa had limbs blown off, and so I shouldn't be feeling bad about being raped. And I actually do have a limb blown off now, though it's not blown off, it was surgically taken off, thank God. So I feel like I have the authority to talk on physical and emotional pain to some extent. With that being said, I could sit here and tell you which I think is worse, and honestly, having dealt with physical pain every day for the past 14 years in varying degrees, emotional pain is much more difficult for me to deal with, and I would prefer physical pain over it. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about the fact that we feel the need to compare. I was texting back and forth with a friend the other day and they weren't doing so great. And then after they were explaining what was going on and how they were really in a dark place, they stopped themselves and were like, you know what am I talking about? You're dealing with, you know, your leg being taken off. What am I even saying? Like, everything's fine compared to you. I think it's so interesting that as a culture, we're kind of conditioned to forfeit over our emotional pain or whatever we're dealing with to the altar of physical pain or physical illness or sickness. What my friend was dealing with was 100% valid, and I wanted to hear it. I wanted to listen, and I told them that. Yes, I'm dealing with something, but that doesn't negate the fact that they're dealing with something as well. As a whole, I think it's really important that we stop this comparison because every experience is different. To some people, physical pain may be the worst thing, and emotional pain may be really simple for them to deal with. And for other people, the opposite is true. I've definitely seen this play out in the medical community as well, where if I am dealing with something that is mental, that impacts a physical symptom, it's just anxiety or it's just PTSD and it's dismissed, as opposed to being something serious that's having an impact. I know I've said this before and I don't want to be beating a dead horse, but what you're dealing with is valid, whatever that is. If it's physical, if it's mental, if it's emotional, and I think it's really important that we stop using any kind of comparison, whatever you are dealing with. Instead of resorting to comparison, let's take time to actually listen to each other, listen to what's going on, and validate each other's experiences because they're real, and validate each other's pain because it's real, wherever it's coming from. I am Jo Beckwith, and this is Trauma Talk. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down here, I think it's down here, before you head out. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Coming up, I release videos every Sunday and Thursday, and I will see you then. Please take care of yourselves until then. Bye, guys.